Good morning, YouTube, from frigid Dayton, Ohio. I'm in East Dayton at the corner of East 3rd and Findlay Street, and I've showed this area a few other times, but it got pretty cold. You know, it's not as cold as it was last winter, but it's been below zero to start off the morning here. So this is 3rd and Findlay. I filmed this a few times. I just figured I'd make a little video out here, out in the snow, a little bit as I'm walking down the street here. It was down to around -4 or 5 this morning. This is a pretty bad part of East Dayton. Not that there's that many good parts left in general, but this area tends to be a lot of drug activity, a lot of arsons in this neighborhood too, right here. And this house this one over there caught on fire about a month or two ago. You can see where they freshly boarded that. They put the boards on it because somebody had set a fire on it. I don't think the fire was very large on it, but it was still a fire right there. And here was a site of another one of my videos right here too. The one about home of abandoned and welfare houses in the East Dayton ghettos right here at Findlay and 2nd Street. Yeah, this is just an embarrassment to our city. I'm not gonna really walk too long because I've covered this in other clips, but it looks like there's one house, like somebody might be in here. I don't know. It's tough to say with all these idiots around here that have vandalized and vacated this right here, but this is a pretty embarrassing stretch of town right here. And now I thought the window might be open on that, but looks like it is shut though. But yeah, this is pretty embarrassing through here. Even though it's pretty cold outside right now, there's really not a whole lot of wind. So that's at least one positive thing. This is actually one of the better secured properties I've seen in the city, as far as having it, you know, closed off, because the fence, it'd be kind of harder to get around that with the fence in general. The street that those houses back onto right here, that's Philadelphia Street, right here at the very back here. We didn't get a whole lot of snow. We only got probably maybe 2 or 3 inches, but it was enough to at least get the ground, you know, it was enough to make the air temperature cold enough, because we woke up below zero. I checked the thermostat on WHIO before I started the video, and it said -1 degree, so we're still below zero. And this house is pretty far gone too, because it's without the power right there. They would have to get all new permits from DP&L and everything, so that's pretty far gone right there. Just for that reason alone, right there. See how they kind of boarded this house from the inside. Very interesting way of boarding it right there. See, they stripped off some of the aluminum siding from that house. Once we get here down to Springfield and 1st Street, you pretty well come into the commercial part of East Dayton that kind of borders the area before it turns into Old North Dayton, which is only about half a mile from here. Because Findlay Street, where I'm at right now, it runs kind of in a north-south direction. Yeah, it runs in a north-south direction, then it kind of staggers a little bit, but yeah, this is a lot of the commercial stuff right through here. That's looking east on Springfield Street. Yeah, Findlay turns into Stanley, and it ends, I think, near Kiwi or Helena. Some of the industrial stuff still here too is miraculously hanging on miraculously through here, believe it or not. So yeah, you got a pretty rough neighborhood near these businesses right here. I figure I'm just gonna let this one run for a few minutes as I'm walking this morning. And surprisingly, my hand is not frozen shut. It's not frozen solid as I'm making this video, because I'm holding up the cell phone without my gloves on in it. And I guess one reason I'm able to tolerate it right now is because there's hardly any wind. There's hardly any wind out here right now this morning. Yeah, you have some recycling stuff over here too. This is probably also, because of all this industrial stuff, probably not the cleanest part of town either, with all these factory, you know, buildings here. One of these places was, there's like used furniture at one of these places that people just donate their used furniture at one of these places, but I'm going to get ready to end this one here in a few minutes. There's more of the recycling stuff right there. They actually had a fire over here a couple years ago with some of the recycling stuff, and they had to put a bunch of foam on here. Yeah, Franklin Iron and Metal is who that belongs to. And Dur Iron used to have some of these buildings over here. A non-profit Christian organization, LEC, owns that building over there now. They feed the poor, various outreach ministries, that sort of stuff. Railroad tracks right here. This is not the same railroad track that runs north and south that goes through Vandalia and Northridge and through North Dayton. This one runs more of a east-west direction. Goes through Fairborn, past Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That kind of stuff right here. These industrial buildings actually seem like they're doing fairly good, though this one I believe is closed up. Yeah, this one closed a while back. There was an accident here several years ago where somebody got killed right over here. Somebody was going real fast over these railroad tracks, and I don't know how they were going so fast or how they managed to pull it off, but here's a memorial. This has been up for about 5 or 6 years. They just destroyed this part of this fence here years ago. I believe this right here is the part that they destroyed of this fence right here. But yeah, this is where, and they've left this memorial up, you know, ever since that, you know, happened, ever since that happened here. So that's been closed for a while. I'm gonna get ready to end this one because I've let this video run for long enough. But a little tour of a little rough neighborhood that I showed in the Winter Wonderland and the industrial business section of good old East Dayton. It's right on the border of, once you get on the other side of the Findlay Street bridge, that's Old North Dayton. After you're into the Old North Dayton section, which is, even though it's called Old North Dayton, geographically it's actually in Northeast Dayton, but it's in a northerly direction. It's just in northeast geographically when you look on the map. But Adept Manufacturing, I cannot tell if that is still open yet or not. They closed off this part of Monument, which you'll see it here, because of dumpers years ago. And I'm going to end this video here. They only allow certain vehicle access traffic because people would, you know, dump their vehicles, or they would dump their trash behind here. So they actually often have this barricaded off right here to keep out the dumpers and that type of stuff, because they'll go back here and they'll dump trash back here. It says private property. It looks like semis are using this now, but anyway, YouTube, that's it for this one.